and welcome to the League of Extraordinary Atheists for Humanism, where we attempt to apply logic and reason to religion and politics. And I'm here with my wonderful, beautiful Christy, co-host. San
Oh,
Diego.
you crack me up. Oh, thank you, Mac. You're my wonderful, beautiful co-host as well. And then, of course, he's under my desk this time, but we also have the
Have leg
upside down
space.
sweetie himself. The upside down sweetie himself, Nacho Witness, bringing this all together for you guys, keeping us sane, being our very own Lord and Savior.
This has been a Nacho Witness production.
It sure has.
It has.
It sure
All right,
has.
Easter eggs. All right, so we have one thing to discuss, and we need to discuss it now.
We
There's a
do.
jubilee of fascists. I love that I can say it like that. I feel like it's perfect. So if you
Yeah.
guys are not familiar with the YouTube channel Jubilee, they've been doing a new series recently called Surrounded. They surrounded Charlie Kirk. They
Hmm.
surrounded Sam Cedar. They've surrounded the dude who's
Doctor
the head of the Daily Wire, who's not Ben Shapiro, but I think they also surrounded Ben Shapiro, did they? Yeah, they did.
and
He was one.
Dr. Mike, he was the
Dr. Mike was
vaccine
so
one. He
good.
did amazing. Yeah, he
So
did
good.
amazing.
These are all really good, I think. But that's part of the discussion. So Midi-san was the last one that they surrounded with 20 far right wingers and at
That's
least like
that's
15
so light.
fascists.
That's not appropriate. And I feel like they lied to Medi to get him to come on.
I think I'm not sure if they
I mean,
lied.
he said him
Lying
he
takes a lot of burden of proof,
but
but
he said it himself. I was told I was coming on to talk to right-wing conservatives, MAGA conservatives.
look at
That's
Jordan
what he was told.
Peterson. We talked
Oh
about
yeah,
that
well
too. That was founded.
that was Jordan Peterson
They
though.
lied
That
to
wasn't
everyone
Jubilee.
else. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that. So I think a couple things are going on here, and this could be naive of me. I have been known to be naive, but I think that
Same.
maybe they didn't lie to him. I think maybe the first thing I thought until I saw people reacting to it was just like, yeah, the far right is fascist. Like you did say far right.
Yeah.
Far right is
Yeah,
fascist
there I mean,
to a point. Like
right.
the higher end of the political compass
Right.
is the fascism.
Well, I'm the other thing Medi even said himself that he doesn't know, but maybe the people, the 20 that surrounded him, maybe they weren't truthful. They said they
Mhm.
were far right conservatives. They didn't say, "Hey, I'm fascist and I want to debate a progressive." That probably wouldn't have got a show. Or maybe it would at
Yeah.
Jubilee. Who knows?
Well, maybe they wouldn't have gotten Mitty because he says he doesn't debate fascists, and I'm sure that at
Right.
least a few of them knew that. Um, but it's hard to tell how many. So I don't necessarily want to put all the blame on Jubilee. Maybe they didn't care enough to
There you go.
right. Um, and I think that maybe they didn't realize how far some of them were,
That's,
right?
that's fair
Like
enough. Yeah, I mean, would you
so,
want to say to random people that want a dictatorship and that you're fascist and you want it to
yeah,
be yeah, would you want
right.
I hope you wouldn't.
So
We need to get those people to get back in the closet.
yeah. Now, either way, whether they meant to or not, there's been a lot of talk about is Jubilee just fucking hurting the discourse? Are they just harming the discourse? What's your thoughts? Is it a net negative?
Um,
You,
I'm with Medi on this. These people exist. There needs to be someone who is informed enough, who is capable enough, who can not necessarily debate. I don't think that a literal fascist, a person who denies the Holocaust and thinks there's a white genocide going on. I don't
Yeah.
think that someone with the expertise and clout, for lack of a better word, of Mehdi Hassan, for him to bring all of the reputation he has earned to that debate stage and let someone who is shouldn't be held at the same. That's like having a evolutionary biologist debate a creationist. Now you're giving that creationist the clout that he's looking for, that he's on the same level. Having a discussion, yes, but having a debate where it's this idea versus this idea, I have a problem with it when one idea is demonstrably wrong
Yeah.
or demonstrably violent or historically abhorrent. But as far as to say that, well, I'm never going to talk to them, which Mehdi has never said. He said he doesn't debate because it puts them on the same level. But he'll talk
Yeah.
to anyone. He just wasn't informed that he would be talking. He was
Right.
informed that he would be debating and not to
So,
fascists.
so
So I
to
think
me, sorry.
that it should happen. Just it should be more truthful.
Yeah.
If I walked into it, I had already seen clips. Mehdi had already talked about what was going to happen, so I already knew what was about to happen. And it's
Mhm.
Jubilee, but I literally did not think that I would see that just blatant openness of
It was
being a
crazy.
vile human being and being
Just right from the get-go. Connor was his name, I
proud
think.
of it. Connor, that's who exactly who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And
Yeah.
then he lied
I'm
and
a
said
fascist.
that because he did that, and then he lied and said because he did that, he got fired. And then
Yeah.
a simple search let everyone know he was fired prior to going on Jubilee.
In
And then
January.
just tied it.
This was
Yeah,
released
yeah,
like a week and a
right,
half ago.
right. And then used it, and he's been able to do. It's not necessarily the company GoFundMe; it's the other one that does a lot of fasty stuff. He's
Yeah.
made over $30,000 already.
30,000. Yep. So
Just
I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I'm sure with what you're talking about, you've watched the same breakdown as me with Sam Cedar,
I love Sam. Oh,
of course. So
oh,
I
I want
get
him to be my dad.
what they're saying, and that's legit. But um, so here's my thing
Uncle
though.
Sam.
I'm I'm always on the free speech side, like one of those bros. But
Oh
where I
God.
am with it though is that I'm more okay with it because it's MIDI. Like
Yeah,
I
same.
hate seeing a debate with a dumb fascist like Connor and someone like me. I
Yeah,
feel
I'm not
like
equipped.
that's yeah, I'm pretty well equipped, but there's going to be more holes in my arguments than someone like MIDI. I I was more okay with 20 fascists in a room spouting off all their bullshit because there's someone like MIDI in the room. Or when Sam was
Right.
in the room because of what happened last time. The time when Sam was in the room, all the conservatives
Sam
were
was
like, "Oh
funny.
man, that conservative really lit up all them libtards
I saw
basically."
that.
Oops.
I saw
Right.
that.
That was yeah.
It was
And
Sam. They were saying Sam was the conservative
must have
because
been
he
the
was killing
conservative.
it.
Yeah, because when you get a bunch of people like I kind of liked that Bill and I um debated Ken Ham, and I know a lot of people in our camp don't like that. Like you shouldn't have given the credence because it puts you on the same level. But I'm
I
like,
watched
but
it.
sometimes it takes someone with that higher power level
Right.
to knock the dumbass villain out and be like, look how easy that was. You see how easy it
Yeah.
was when you attack them with all of the facts and and the data because sometimes we can't do it justice. And sometimes you
Right.
need a viral video with Mehdi Hassan debating fascists.
I
And
agree.
I don't
I
like
agree.
that.
More speech, not
Yeah,
less.
more speech because sunlight is the best disinfectant. So whether or not
Yeah.
Jubilee meant to throw him in a lion's den full of blood-soaked tigers, or not, I think it's a net positive because he wrecked it. He wrecked all of them. Um, whether he should be holding them up, I don't think he did. I think he smacked them all down. And I think that's wonderful. That's what I liked about it. But I do see what everyone else in camp is saying, where we shouldn't be debating fascists. We shouldn't be platforming them. No, I definitely agree. But when you do, I hope you have many in the room because that's how you put them in check. You have to be as informed and as quick and witty as Mehdi Hassan. And that's so hard to do. We can't all do it. We do our best, and it's really nice that so many of us in this space can do a breakdown, like take clips and then think of what we're going to say and then do a good job responding. But Midi can do it on the fly, and he often has, and he does it to a bunch of Zionists all the time. And the problem is, Midi, you already do that with a bunch of fucking fascists. They just don't call
No,
themselves
you,
fascists.
good point. Good point. I agree. I do. I feel and hear that argument that platforming them. However,
Mhm.
that's where we should have been, you know, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
And instead of we're where we're at right now. So where we are, and where
yeah.
we are is not on a slope to fascism. We have fascist policies, fascist leaders, and citizens who are wanting a mass roundup of people because they're different. Fascism. And so
Mhm.
because that's where we have to grab it by the horns and subjugate that motherfucker. So I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
who better to do
And
it but Medi?
and what many did, I feel like a lot of far righters are going to act like, oh, like that's just like what Jordan Peterson did. He says, I'm done with you, right? I don't debate fascists. Like it reminded me of that. But I didn't feel like instantly I didn't have that same guttural feeling. It was just like, bud, come on. It was just like, no, he is consistent on this. I don't
Yeah,
debate
he's
fascists. He stuck
he
to his
didn't come
gun.
up with it right then.
Right.
Like
It
he
wasn't
didn't
just
come
an
up with it
excuse. He's
right
like,
then.
I don't know what to say. Like, you are not what I was sent here to debate. Just like the kid that nailed Jordan Peterson down when he's like,
Yeah, that
don't
was
get
beautiful.
cocky with me. I'm not going to say if I'm a Christian. This
Right.
is called Christian, like one Christian versus 20 atheists or whatever. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, he was like, "What is the show called? Why am
yeah,
I
what is
here?"
it was the
Well,
reverse
that
of that, where the
but
kid was more justified to point it out.
we know now though because of hindsight that it was promoted as one Christian versus 20 atheists. We know that
We
it
do
was
know.
titled that. We know that everyone who came into debate knew that was the title. Jordan Peterson just doesn't like to commit to anything.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like, don't put me in a corner, but you're here to be in that corner and then represent it.
Yeah. And
Yeah, Jordan
he,
Peterson and Mehdi Hassan are not on the same level.
no, not at all. And I mean, neither is Matt Dillahunty and Jordan Peterson. And look how that one, but he learned right
That was
away from that.
that was
Um,
entertaining.
it was. So with what happened to Mitty, there's a few notes that I feel like I just want to point out again.
Mhm.
Is one, I don't necessarily feel like he was lied to because I have, and it could just be my perspective, but from what I know in politics, covering this stuff for like the last decade almost, um, far right fascism is far right. It's not all far right is fascism, but fascism is far right. So I can't. So I got to kind of defend him there and say like it could be fascism. But on the flip side, Mehdi did a wonderful job of balancing that. He did still put up a good fight. He smacked them all down. He spiked them like a volleyball. But also, he did say, well, "Yeah, I'm done with you because I don't debate fascists." Then he did continue to debate fascists. I'm glad he didn't walk off because he's done with this. He stayed and saw it through, and then complained about it later, which he had the right to do. But he did also, like I said, he balanced it. He did. I am done with you. I'm not debating fascists. But he finished out debating the fascists, especially the ones who didn't call themselves fascists. But that's, again, Mitty, that is what you often do. It's just more people are shy about it. And I am very Kyle Kalinske like and say, don't hide your power level. Tell me what you fucking are. Don't fucking hide it. Be honest enough. Be principled enough to call yourself a goddamn fascist. And that Connor boy did. And I
Yeah.
salute him for that, but I'll salute him in a non-Hitler way. Um,
Right.
so, um, so
Yes, you have to present better ideas than what they're bringing because
yeah,
they are so shocking. A lot of people who are contrarians or just don't like or just don't like, authority. They want to buck the system. They're in
yeah,
MAGA for the wrong reasons. They're not informed. They're going to see that and think, oh, I can jump on that. But if they see those arguments get torn down in real time and then the real life comments and then the online debate about it, it's going to be better for the side of justice.
absolutely. And I've said for a long time, and this is part of the reason why I wanted to bring this conversation up, is because I've mentioned so many times on this program that I support more of a, I don't even know what you call it. I feel like it's a little more parliamentary. Um, but the way that we govern and the way that we have representatives, and I still believe this, I will be clear, that we should have a certain amount of people in Congress. Like we have to have a percentage of communists and socialists and Democrats and Republicans and fascists and Nazis, because that is part of the population and we're supposed to have a
Right,
representative democracy. But at the same
right.
time, like many pointed out, I mean, we don't debate fascists because you don't even believe in the fucking First Amendment. Should we give you freedom of speech if you don't believe in it? I feel like maybe there should be a clause in there, and what I've argued for all this time. Like they should be there to um um spout off their ideas because they represent some people who have those ideas, but maybe we shouldn't let them vote in Congress, but get their ideas
Yeah,
out.
I like
Like
that.
trade one for the other. I don't know. I don't know how to handle it, but I do believe in a representative democracy because, again, sunlight is the best disinfectant. We have to knock down those ideas, and they'll find a way. They did find a way to power. They have found their way to power. The fascists are ice.
They have.
Um, so. I don't know exactly what to do about it, but we can't let this fungi grow in the fucking goddamn basement over and over again. We
It's
need a
not
better
very
way.
fun,
This is
that
not very-
fungi.
They think it's fun, but don't eat those. They're
Oh,
poisonous. Um,
right. Not the good kind of mushrooms either, guys.
the mushrooms. Um, so I hope everyone sees what I mean there, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to change my position if I need to, but I feel like I don't need to now. I just feel like I need to find another good mechanism to for Max Paradise, and in governing, we need a mechanism still to let these Nazis and fascists represent their constituents because we fucking have them. It's sad that
Right.
fascists are as American as apple pie, but also communists. But
Right.
they're here. They're here, and they need to be represented. But they can't rule. They can't rule because it goes
Right.
against the republic and it goes against democracy, which ensures the republic. Um, but they need represented because it's there too. Two things can be true at once. We just need to learn how to govern those things. And it's hard, but
Right.
if you guys want to jump in on this conversation, please do. I want to
Yeah.
hear your feedback here. And
More.
yeah, don't just call me stupid
More
and don't
democracy.
just agree with me.
Yeah.
Tell me how you would work work with these ideas. I'm curious to know what you guys would say. This surrounded was so important to me because
Yes.
it made me think of a lot of things that I already think of. But seeing MIDI in action combat those ideas is what I want done in governance.
Yes,
Right?
I agree
You
with that.
have other parties that can make these arguments, representatives like me, represent our ideas and smack down the fucking stupid ones. But
Right.
those stupid ones are still represented because they have to be, because they will be. They will force their way up eventually.
Right.
But
Yeah,
we need someone
denying
that can.
them that denying that they exist, kind of like how Hillary's, when she said that there was 47% of the country are deplorable, they lost their fucking mind. But she has
Yeah,
never said, you know, the word fascist. It
no,
wouldn't be 47% of
it's
Americans. That's insane. But
yeah,
I don't think
but
she would say that
26%.
now. I don't think she would. I think that group of elites are okay
But I
with
would.
it when they're the ones that have power, even if they use it in a soft way.
Right.
They don't necessarily stop people from free speech or shut down protests by violence. They do it in capitalism, and taxes and the tax code, and that's for left and right when it comes to the 1% or the 0.1% of the wealthiest.
Yeah.
And uh, we have to admit that it is there. And I think more conversations about it shine the light on it and have people who can actually break down these arguments, who can show them their fallacies. Like I love how Mehdi Hassan does that. How he says,
So
"Well,
good.
it's not okay if you this, but you're saying it is this way. That means that you're not Paul. You're not principled. You're just it's if it's my guy." He calls that out, and I love that. We need more of that.
We I I hear sometimes like, like we don't want a bunch of philosopher kings, whatever, ruling us, but that's kind of exactly what I want. I want
Right.
philosophers who actually know what logical fallacies are, know how to make arguments, real arguments, right?
Yes.
And those are the ones who need to be arguing. And
Yes.
we need
Or
those
ruled
the
by logic.
arguments knocked down. Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Logic. We need more
So
of that. Compassion,
absolutely.
radical empathy, and logic.
Yes, indeed we do. Um, yeah, that's why I'm so mad at Cory Booker and Christian Gillibrand and Amy Klobuchar, like for two of them taking that picture with Netanyahu and uh, Gillibrand being a feckless idiot about Zoran Mamdani. We need people who can actually one, take a stance, two, give the fucking propositions and the arguments for those stances. And three, slap down stupid ideas and not be fucking afraid to do it. That's what we actually need. So we need to get these fucking posers out of office because they're not representing us. They're just playing politics. We need real people that can spout off real positions and argue for good things. And that way, ooh, can we end it? Christy, are you good for now? Are
Yes,
you good?
I
Okay.
am.
That way, we can stay humanist for
For
godless sake.
God's sake.